Who better than Canyon, the O Wrestling Podcast? That's who. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of the O Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, CW, and today we're recapping a fantastic weekend of professional wrestling. I'm talking from SmackDown all the way through to the 2023 Royal Rumble. Did you guys watch? Did you guys enjoy? Let me know in the comments. Hit the bell to make sure you get notified when new episodes drop. Subscribe to the podcast on any and all platforms. Thank you so much again. So I watched SmackDown. My daughter couldn't hang. I think she went to hang out with her mom and fell asleep real early. So we watched some SmackDown. It was the standard fare, the standard go home show. They set up everything for Royal Rumble. Don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember too much about it. So let's just hop into what everyone has been talking about this weekend. It's been the Royal Rumble, Triple H's first Royal Rumble. I think general thoughts are it was standard fare, wasn't too crazy. They didn't have, the amount of surprise entrances that, I think everyone was not hoping for, but thinking there would be, kind of going over the top. But I appreciate the fact that they didn't do too many gimmicky entrants into the Royal Rumble. I enjoy the fact that it was setting up storylines, it was setting up feuds, it was setting up, heel and face turns and sort of getting ready for the road to WrestleMania, which is what it's supposed to do. Royal Rumble is there to facilitate storylines going into WrestleMania. And I think this WrestleMania did a fantastic job on both the men's and the women's front, getting a lot of that stuff set up. The person we all thought would win the men's Royal Rumble won. He came in at number 30, Mr. Cody Rhodes. Looked fantastic. I don't know. I've never been more excited for Cody Rhodes to be wrestling than right now. I always liked Cody Rhodes. Again, I think I've said this before. I enjoyed Stardust more than most people. But seeing him reach the top now and kind of getting his due is fantastic. But all that being said, let's give it up for Gunther. That man is being pushed to the moon. I think someone on What Culture Wrestling, check out What Culture Wrestling, said that he is now a made man, which is true. He entered at number 1. He eliminated, 5 people. 2 of them were Sheamus and Drew, who are becoming a very likable tag team, I might add. He made it from number 1 all the way to number 30. And then had a legitimate 5 to 7 minute match with Cody Rhodes at the end, and was, he put in work. He made it. I sat there. I was on the edge of my seat. I was texting a couple friends of mine. I was saying, I bought the whole couch, but I only need the edge. I'm excited. This is a very good match. Cody didn't skate. He also eliminated about 5 people and went up against Gunther, took a whole bunch of shots to that repaired pec, and Gunther doesn't, pull back on those chops. And I'm sure Cody told him, hey, don't slack on me. They did a fantastic match. I think Gunther is being pushed to the moon. I'm actually more excited to see where Gunther goes from here with his IC title. I think what Triple H did was elevate that IC title and the IC champ while putting Cody over. It was a fantastic job. Now he's going to go back to SmackDown and be the guy. He's the guy, and he's just going to pull Imperium with him. It was a fantastic, fantastic Royal Rumble. Won't go weeks since we only have 10 minutes. Let's go into kind of the lowlights, which, you don't want to talk about lowlights, but hell, it's wrestling. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match was not a bad match. I saw someone in the Cage Side Seats comments say that it was more of a Naomi Feel the Glow match, which made me hurt in my soul because I wish Naomi was still around, that she could have done that. And I think I've mentioned this. I want more wrestlers to have gimmick matches where they have their own sort of thing. I think Naomi would be fantastic in a Feel the Glow match where every time she defended the title, she did that sort of pitch black thing where everything was neon. That'd be fantastic, because despite the kind of gimmicky nature of the match, it was a beautiful match to watch. It was very engaging. it's professional wrestling. So all the weird stuff that happened, like little confetti flying out of the announce table and kind of everything being glow in the dark, was fun. It was a fun professional wrestling thing. For Bray Wyatt and kind of the spooky nature of what he's trying to do, I don't think it worked too well. I think Bray Wyatt, if anything, should have cage matches be his gimmick thing, where you're locked in a cage and you can't get away from this monster. That makes a lot more sense than turning off the lights. But I digress. LA Knight did his thing. You know, I said from before he was going to get squashed. He didn't get squashed, but he did get beat pretty handily. And hopefully this is the end of their thing and they allow LA Knight to kind of go off and do something else. It's the best angle LA Knight could have got currently to kind of put him over a bit. The whole angle, we've watched him, you know, cut really good promos, show his stuff. He hasn't really wrestled a ton to really show us what he's got, but we know he's good on the mic and he's fun to listen to. So hopefully his next feud allows him to kind of stretch his wrestling ability, because he's not new. He's a vet. He's been doing this for a long time. Bray Wyatt, I don't know, man. I love Bray. I think he has a great look. I think he has a mind for the business. I think he gets in his own way. This pitch black match, not sure whose idea was it, but they need to, you know, keep the lights on. Let's stop making this guy wrestle in different lightings. But yeah, not the best match. The ending with the Uncle Howdy elbow from the top thing was weird, and the fact that it wasn't even part of the match is strange, given that the match was no DQ. They could have just done that in the match, but whatever. Yeah, let's move on from this. I don't want to see this stuff anymore. It's not going anywhere, which is the problem. Like, there's very little forward momentum, and I'm all for long form storytelling, but we've been doing this since like August or September or whatever the hell he came back, and it's not doing anything. So either, you know, do a big reveal so we all get back on board, or just shelve a lot of these things and let's move on. Same thing with Bianca and Alexa Bliss. They're doing the same thing to Alexa Bliss, just revolving around this Uncle Howdy business that's kind of stalling her in place. We're getting no forward momentum. She got beat by Bianca handily, so there's no reason for us to keep going with her going after the title. She didn't put up any sort of fight. Not any sort of fight, but she lost clean. So there's no real momentum here. I don't understand what that whole business is about. But the Women's Royal Rumble, what another great Royal Rumble. They had some really fantastic spots. I think Michelle McCool entering from behind the barricade in her seats where her daughter's watching was fantastic. Wrestled in Uggs, which is pretty funny. Nia Jax made her return. Piper Niven got her name back. Rhea Ripley went over. Again, this is the year of the entering at 1 and making it all the way. 1 and 2, Liv and Rhea made it all the way to the end and fought a returning Asuka with her murder clown gimmick. I'm talking like everything about these Royal Rumble matches was great. It was great professional wrestling. I think it was great spectacle. They had great matches. They told good stories. Like Rhea Ripley's going into WrestleMania, who's probably going to take on Bianca for the title and hopefully pull the title off of her and have Rhea be the champ in Judgment Day. How fantastic would that be? And it would cement her as the leader of Judgment Day, which we've all been wanting for a long time. They've kind of fluctuated a little bit here and there. They're still really good on Raw, but they're floating a little bit now that the OC is kind of shelved because AJ's hurt. So having her lead the Judgment Day would be great. What did you guys think of the Royal Rumble? Man, these 10 minutes really fly by. What did you think of the Royal Rumble? What was your favorite spot? We didn't even touch on Ricochet and Logan Paul smashing into each other. Man, maybe I should do a different episode for this. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Royal Rumble moment was. Did you like who won? Who did you want to win? Thanks for listening. We all love wrestling, and don't you ever forget.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.